behind me is this '03 Corvette that we're working on today. Now, like I said, the paint job, they got repainted sometime long ago, and they just didn't want the red paint, and they went with the orange paint. Now, whoever painted it orange, when you repaint a vehicle, you're supposed to do a polish to really bring out that color. Well, it looked like it did not have it, meaning it just doesn't have the bright orange look to it. So when the swirls and scratches got on it, it made it look worse than what it was. Now, when it came in, I thought this thing was pretty much toast. But I was like, let's try and see what happens when I use my medium, compound and see what happens. And voila, I found out that this thing has enough paint for it to be corrective. Now, when you're doing corrections, you gotta have the right pads, the right tools. Now, what I mean by the pads, well, my go-to pad is Buff and Shine. Their dark blue pad. It's a heavy medium pad. Now, what the heavy and medium means is it's harder. It can do the tougher jobs like the swirls and deeper scratches. And then you got the medium pads, which are usually a ruby color. And then you got a light one, which is usually like a white or yellow. So today we're using the blue. This is always my go-to for good scratch removals or swirl removals. Now, I have a variety of different polishers that I use. This one is from Majestic Solutions in Raleigh. This is my go-to polisher when I'm dealing with little tight corners that I need just a little bit smaller pad to deal with to get in those little areas. I'll probably be using this on this panel right here just because of all the grooves that I'm going to be dealing with. Now, if I'm dealing with, like I say, a hood or a top or even a back, or a lot more times the side panels, then I'll be going with Adam's Polish, their swirl killer. Now, I do love this. One reason, the light right here is like a perfect light when you just get to see stuff. I have enough lights in here, but this will give it even more light so I can see stuff. And it's just a push button right there. And then this is a 5-inch polisher that will do any job I need it to. And it really is an awesome product from Adam's Polish. I would definitely look into this if you ever really want really good swirl remover, scratch removal, and you need a bigger, polisher for the job. Now, if I get into those little tight areas, then I will be going with, if I can find it, kind of hit it somewhere over here. This is Adam's Polish. This is their little micro one. This is their SK Pro micro polisher. Again, I always get the dark blue pads from Buff and Shine. This is one of my favorites. These are the Adams pads actually, but they are the exact same thing. They're heavy duty, medium duty, what I needed to do. So I always use this, and it comes with different attachments, which is why I love it. I can use it for interior cleaning, or I can use it for my paint corrections. And it has awesome variable speeds to do, same thing with all the other ones. So that's a quick little rundown of that. Now, every vehicle is different when it comes to polishing and correcting. Now, I use Majestic Solutions when it comes to all those products. So let's just say I get this vehicle in and I need to figure out what I'm going to do. So their heavy duty one is their extra correction compound. Now, this one I only use if I know that I have at least 3 or 4 layers of clear coat to work with, as this will go through and make sure it gets every tiny defect. Now, when it does, I need to make sure that clear coat is still going to be there when I get done with it. And this, I need to go over a polish, a really ultra fine polish, because this will leave the scuff marks behind. Even though it corrects it, it's going to leave that scuff on the clear coat from taking those scratches out. So this requires a stage 2 if you ever use this, just so everybody knows. Now, this is usually my go-to. This is my correction compound. This is about a 1500 grit compound. It leaves an amazing gloss behind, and it takes away all the swirls and scratches as well. You can use it as a stage 1, or if you're dealing with a darker color, I suggest doing stage 2, like an ultra fine finish, or even just a final finish polish afterwards. Now, today what we're going to be working with is the cut and polish. I love this when I'm dealing with the stage 1, and they only want a stage 1, so this allows me to cut in to the medium scratches and swirls without taking too much off, where it's going to give me a ghost fade later on. And it also polishes, leaving it really glossy. On their scale, since this is, I would say, this is a decent medium, it's not the same exact paint where usually it's soft like cotton candy. This is a harder paint, whoever installed it. So it's usually hard. So we're taking out usually about a 5, on a 10-point scale, a 5 cut and a 5 gloss. Now the gloss is a heck of a lot more than what this usually had. It's very oxidized, so it takes that oxidation out and it will leave a beautiful gloss. Now one of my favorite polishes from Majestic Solutions is their ultra fine finish. They do have a final finish. I don't even use it anymore. I use this product because the gloss that this leaves behind when you're dealing with a stage 2 or even a stage 3 and you need to make that final pass over for a beautiful finish, as we have showed many times in our photos and videos, is this right here. It will leave a beautiful glossy finish, especially with black, because black, you need something to bring that black out. A lot of people don't know, if you just do a correction on black and leave it, it has a ghost fade on it. I don't care who you are, it will have a tiny slight ghost fade unless you go around and do a final finish polish on top of it. So this is what I normally use when I do stage 2, but today we're doing the CP2. That way it has polish in it and it has correction compound also. So let's take a quick look at how bad this is. So you can see the scratches right here. It really cuts in. There's just swirls all over the place. Now, I'm gonna show you, we just did the hood. The hood came out very good. This was in a horrible state, and you could tell they had the exact same things over there. But look at it now. It's definitely coming around. We still gotta prep clean it and get it ready for, we're gonna put a paint sealant on it for this one. We're not gonna do the ceramic coating for this. So, just so you guys can see that. So that's what we're gonna do with this, okay? So now you saw exactly what I'm doing with over here. So now we're gonna go into it. Let me adjust that really quick. All right, so now we're gonna go into it now. I'm gonna go ahead and do one area. So you've seen what it looked like. Now let me show you what's gonna happen here when we do a correction. And everybody has their own different methods. Some people like to sand for the corrections. I've done it plenty of times, and I just enjoy doing this more than a sanding down, because you're taking more of a clear coat out when you're sanding. Fiberglass, I cannot read how much paint in. I just gotta see it and feel it. If it's any other material, I have a gauge that will tell me how much clear coat is on it, but I can't with fiberglass. I have to measure, or even a carbon fiber, same thing. I gotta just, feel, see, and there's knowledge of how I've done vehicles over the past. So, we're gonna go ahead and a couple little dots. You don't need much at all. I had a little bit runny there, but it will be fine. Let's do a quick one really quick, and I'll show you exactly what's gonna happen. So that's about the area you want to go with right there. A little small area. You're gonna do about 3 passes. 1, you're gonna take your time. 2, you're gonna go up and down the other way. Same slow motion. 3rd, you're gonna go a little bit quicker. Everybody has their own different methods. This is how I do it. I always do it on 3.5 or 4 or 3, and that's just my speed. People are different also. Alright, so I don't know if you guys are watching, so I go over one time, and then I pretty much split it in half, and I'll go over that area again, split it in half, go over the area again, split it in half, go over the area again. That way I could get as much scratches and swirls out in that 3 times I've passed over. Because if you just go 1, 2, 3, you're not going to get as many out. And the compound will still be there that hasn't been used. You want to use it as much as you can. You can see it's a lot clearer now that I've used it for what I need. So I'm going to go ahead and wipe it off. And then you'll see that there's going to be paint defects. Whoever painted it had defects in the paint. It could have been just because it wasn't in an enclosed area, but it will still have some scratches and swirls. We're not going after perfection on this one because I don't trust whoever painted this vehicle just because of all the paint defects that I have seen on the hood already that we've already done the correction. So there's gonna be little scratches and swirls here and there, but it's gonna look a hell of a lot better than what it used to be, and that's all we're looking for. So as you can tell, huge difference, right? The clarity is a huge difference. As you can tell, when you go all the way down, that's what it used to look like, and now that's what it looks like. And you're not gonna see that in the sunlight. The only reason you're seeing all this is because of the lightings that I have in here. It will make it so I can see all of it. But you're not gonna see. I mean, look at the difference, guys. That's just huge difference. The clarity, the oxidation is just huge, dramatic. And that's just a stage 1. So guys, if you have a vehicle and you honestly don't know if you need a paint correction, just look at it. Clear coat, you'll see like cracking areas. On fiberglass, you'll see cracking, and then if you are just regular paint, you'll see like what they look like water spots, but they're not water spots, they pretty much look like they're breaking off. And that shows you the clear coat starting to go. So if you have clear coat, you can correct the vehicle and make it look beautiful again. As people have seen in my photos and my videos, you can make an old vehicle look just brand new, off the lot again. And that's what we're gonna do with this guy right here. We're gonna make it look as beautiful as it is and make this orange vet, a color that you don't see on a lot of vets, but we're gonna make this orange look bright and beautiful again. So that's what we're going after. So I hope this helps you at what you're trying to look for. If you're trying to figure out, hey, do I need to repaint, or can I do something else? You can always do correction. You can reach out to me or anyone around you and see what they can do for you. So again, guys, I hope you guys subscribe, like this video. Let me know how you liked it. That way I can make more videos for you guys, because really I like making these videos for everyone, because when I started doing this, there wasn't really many videos out there to really see on how to do. I learned this trait by practice and failing on panels that I got from the junkyard. And now I'm able to do what I'm doing and what I love to do. I love seeing the reactions of customers when I bring these vehicles out of the bay into the sunlight, and they're like, oh my God, it looks brand new again. That's what I'm looking for, and that's what I'm after, as always. But sometimes you've got to leave a little bit imperfections just because you don't have enough paint to work with, or you just the uncertainty of what's underneath it. So guys, thank you for watching. I hope this helps you, and I hope this helps you in your quest to figure out if you need a correction, a new paint job, or just get a whole brand new car instead. So I'll see you later, guys. Have a good one.